do on this side.
Yeah, you texted me at like 5 in the morning, and I was like, I'm kind of up, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna close my eyes again.
No, I was just like, fuck, I forgot he's West Coast. So.
Yeah, it's all right. So what are you breaking down? You breaking down a pig or what?
This is a pig, yes.
Nice.
I went to Costco. I just bought like 6 carton of eggs because they were on sale. So
Nice.
not on sale. They were regular price. Because I stopped by the warehouse, bro. Eggs for the half case was 120.
It's actually pretty cheap. Mine was 141 the other day.
Okay, that's gross. But like, I went to Costco, and they had for a 24 count for $10, so almost half the price. I was like, yeah. I'm allotted 6. I'm gonna pick up 6, so that's what I did.
Yeah, I mean, to be really honest, like I feel like eggs are just now with this 25% tariff, I think this is what the consumer is like not understanding is regardless if you don't know how tariffs work,
Yeah.
if you don't understand how it works, regardless, the price is going to go up because now somebody's got to front the cost of it. Like you don't even if you don't understand how the economics work, you still have to understand that things are going to go up. So like tomatoes and avocados, like those are grown they're grown in California, but there's a small season for it. So there's it goes to Mexico. Mexico does 70% of avocado production. Dude. That means for every avocado, a 25% increase on every single avocado.
Yeah.
Like
tomatoes, almost all our produce comes from fucking Mexico. So it's like
Mexico and California. And a lot of it is it's the step. So like it gets grown in Mexico and then it gets imported into the United States and we finish it. We do a lot of finishing here. So like they grow the tomatoes in Mexico. The tomatoes then get crossed over the border and then we finish them in our vats and stuff or with the CO2 and stuff. And I went, like for me as a chef, passing that off to the consumer is kind of screwed up. Like it really
100%.
is. Like I don't want to charge someone an extra $5 to like have avocado toast. I don't want to have people have a $28 avocado toast. It's already $18 on my menu.
Is it already 18?
Yeah.
That's wild.
I don't want to do that. But at the same time, if avocados start going to $140, $150 a case, I have to pass that off to somebody.
A 48 count case.
Huh?
48 count case?
Yeah. Right now I'm paying, if I went on Engardia right now, it's $96.86 a case.
Oh wow.
For avocados. So I mean like that's a chunk of change.
Dude, another $25 on top of that, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And you're not going to be able to pass that off, seriously to anybody. Like you're going to legitimately have to sit there and go, is it worth me having avocados on my menu?
Correct.
It's the same thing with like eggs. Like I don't know if this is a joke, but I've seen stuff lately like where I've gotten from other colleagues that have sent me like $16, $17 for a carton of eggs.
Well, I mean, some places are, 100%. It's not here in Jersey yet, but like it just depends where they get their source from. But like, bro, I've seen people, they're like $12. I'm like, where did you go for $12?
Exactly. Well, and them, these are like, these are chefs. This is like me calling you and going, hey, what's your purveyor, doing, like how much are you guys paying? And I've heard all kinds of different pricing. I've heard from guys in Texas that are paying close to $20 for, 18. I've heard, guys in Florida, like my buddy Chris, he's a yacht chef. So he's out. He said, dude, there's places down off the coast where they're paying almost $40 for eggs because it's so far away from a major metropolis that they're just trying to get stuff there so that they can actually like, supply these charters and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's insane.
That
Like
is
it's
kind
a
of insane.
screw breakfast. Give them some bread. Like
That's all you get is bread.
you get bread, man. Maybe some peanut butter and jelly or something, but that's gonna probably go up too.
Uh, tough times. Tough times.
How much was a pound for pork?
This was 420, which
That's not
isn't bad.
bad. Not bad. Could have been better.
It's not high. How are you? The prices were better. The chicken went down though, so it was 220 last week. It's $1.55 this week, so I bought a case. I'm like, okay, might as well have it. Did not, you know. But still, like, this is a lot. This only lasts me like maybe a week ish. But I don't want to buy too much because I'm closed. I'm closed Saturday
Yeah.
because I have an event. I'm only using chicken for that protein that day, so I don't have to. I don't have to mess with it too much. Jeez. That I have the hand jam going on, playing one hand thing about. Wow. Okay.
It's too bad because
Yeah.
I fucked your mom last night and I put her to sleep, and then I came and gave you a kiss on your forehead, you little bitch. And it's weird that you're holding your dick and watching two guys. I mean, just saying, it's kind of weird, but it's okay. Um,
Trolls.
whatever.
Trolls
I
on
mean,
today. It is what it is.
we both work in kitchens, man. Like this is easy stuff for me.
This is
I mean, I could
light
just
work.
talk. I just talk about his mom. I bet dude, I bet she can suck the chrome off a tow hitch for real. I bet she's got. I bet she's got enough in the back to be able to take two loads. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like a
snap.
dump truck. Two guys, one butt. You know what I mean? For your mom, for sure.
Dude, look at it. This is like 3 pounds of fat just on that thing.
That's not bad though. Just render it down.
No, I know. Everything
Oh,
gets rendered out, but like obviously I want more meat, but I can't. You can't tell the pork what to do.
yeah, that's true.
Can I? How do I? I did it before. When I. Oh, what's that?
Light dark, light dark.
Well, I don't remember. Because like I can give you. That's. I can give you admin properties, but I just
Oh,
couldn't.
I mean, we can figure it out later. But hey, so what's up with Brandon? Are you guys starting? When are you guys starting back up, or did you record a episode yet?
We did 2 episodes yesterday.
Cool, cool. I'm excited, man. It's always nice to go back and just like listen, because Carlos and I don't know if you're gonna bring
Everyone.
back Eric. That was the best one. I love that because he
When you
banned
were,
all of us. He literally was like, no.
I ran out of the other uh, the other soy sauce. So I have to use the house one, which is annoying.
You know what you should look at is, do you guys get or can you still get Aloha?
I don't get Aloha, but I know what you're talking about.
The one that's made in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sweeter, but I mean, to be really honest, it's actually pretty competitive, dude.
Or like braising though, I don't care. It just needs to have the pungent.
Check out the Aloha stuff. You can get that stuff in the supermarket too.
I don't think I
Because
can get it in the
Kikoman, I know
supermarket.
Kikoman is like it's gonna go up.
Oh, I know.
So, but I mean, it's shoyu. They have a shoyu. They have a dark soy sauce, and I think they also have like just a regular one. And I
But
would honestly just go with them just because it's domestic. And I mean,
I don't know if like any other purveyor has it. That's the main. That's the main issue more so than anything.
Because who are you? Because you're not using any major distributors, right?
I'm only using Chef Warehouse for the big orders.
They have it.
Yeah. Oh, they have it. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, Chef
Because
Warehouse should have Aloha. Dude,
I
they
was
got everything
using.
else. They got everything and jack all the prices up. I mean,
I opened all the accounts, so I have PFG, I have US Foods, Cisco, Chef Warehouse, Webstaurant. Obviously, whoever I use is what I'll use, but you got to check prices on all of them.
yeah. Well, I mean, and that's what we're doing right now. Like we get all of our meat from Newport.
Okay.
But dude, they've been sending us just like jacked up shit, dude. Like
Really?
absolutely, like, dude, we got a tenderloin the other day. I swear it looked like somebody took their finger and like popped it in between and then like folded it up, and they like literally cryovac it like that.
Oh.
And we're like, what are you doing? And they were like, oh, well, sometimes they don't come out, the right. And I'm like, well, like, we're buying a premier product from you, so now we're potentially going to go back to US for meat. And I say do it just because I like US a lot better than I do Cisco, but that's just me though.
Big chunk of fat, baby.
Yeah. Look at
Dude,
how dark that is.
I've had this for 4 years now.
That's awesome.
I know. Just keep reusing it.
Yep.
Over
It was
and
good to
over.
see. It was good to see Jem though last night. At least he's cooking still.
Oh, he's Gucci. I texted him, but he said he was gonna be busy. So I did. Let me get it to the oven.
You know who I really haven't talked to is Carlos.
He might just be busy. You know.
He hasn't said anything though. Like I thought he was like quitting his job or whatever, or he was like done with that guy. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, I want to ask you that. Sounds like I hate prying stuff, so I don't want to ask. You know.
Yeah. Well, me too. I'll just send like, what's up, dude, and then if he doesn't respond, he doesn't respond. And he's got 2 kids, so
Correct.
we both are. You're a cat parent. I'm a dog parent.
Being the only two that doesn't have like kids.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and me are you and me are the rebels.
Yeah, I get about like a quart and a half of trim every time I do the pork.
Yeah.
And then this just gets repurposed for the bowls.
You should honestly make lumpia with that. That'd be fucking so good.
Oh, yeah, I've done it for specials too, but like specifically for this one is just easier and cheaper. I want to say.
Dude, I had some lumpia the other day, and
Mhm.
it wasn't like holy shit, blow your mind away, but it was so good just for the fact that I hadn't had it in a minute, and they gave me like all the they gave me like shiso, and they gave me like all the good stuff, you know what I mean, to go along with it.
Wow, that's fancy. Where the hell did you get that?
This new
I
place,
guess California
it's
stuff.
called I want to say it's called like uh I want to say it's like Filipino Samsai or something like that. Like
Okay.
it's like hmm.
Is it a higher end one?
No, okay. Do you remember the there's a Filipino restaurant called Golden Bowl, and they were like a chain?
Sounds familiar to me. Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. Like you just sit in, and there's like a bunch of old school like um just all the dishes kind of like lined up, like it's just a big board, and it's just a bunch
Oh,
of, and you just sit
yeah.
down, and there's somebody in the back, like God, like it's been a while, but it's kind of like that. So they just have like a big kind of like supermarket, like a Filipino market, and then
Yeah.
there's like a line, and they have like fried food and like pork belly and you know, like all that stuff kind of like hot, and then there you can get like soup and all the other kind of things kind of like done a la carte.
Yeah.
And this lady was like sitting there for like at least an hour while I was there just making lumpia, and she had this like confit pork, and that's what she was making. Because I went and asked her, I was like, "Dude, these are awesome."
Yeah.
She says, "Yeah, we take the lechong, and like after that we like put it back in and we braise it in more pork fat, and we sit there and get it really super tender." And I was like, "Dude, this is legit." Like,
Yeah. No, I've done the same, but I turn it into the chashu bao, so like the
okay.
baked steamed ones. But like obviously that requires me to make dough, and I don't want to do it at least right now. This is
Spoken like a true chef. I don't
this is
want to
a
do
lot
that.
easier than I just have to cook the rice, par cook it, and then this just gets reheated, so it's a lot faster for execution wise.
Yeah.
Give me about
So,
6 orders ish, five
huh?
ounces. I get like 6 orders,
And it's how much you giving them? 6 ounces?
5 ounces.
It's still fair.
No, it's very fair.
I mean, I'm selling sea bass right now, Chilean sea bass, which it's not my favorite, folks. It's not my favorite.
Yeah,
But I'm selling 6 ounces of Chilean for like $65. Because
really.
it's 28.10 a pound right now.
Oh, I was about to say how much it is per pound.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
lot.
expensive. And, you know, people love it. They love that Chilean. They're like, "Oh my God, you guys are so fancy here."
Toothfish. Sure, yeah, whatever you say.
Yeah, ugly ass fish. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm a chef to the heart. I went to a gas station and bought the shittiest coffee known to man, but I have an espresso machine at my house.
Oh, of course. Because
Like
why would you use your espresso machine
my
when you can just buy it?
my wife literally laughed at me. She's like, "You are such a scumbag. Like you just literally go and buy." We have like $1,000 espresso machine, and I go to fucking the gas station and get shitty coffee. It tastes so good though. It reminds me of my childhood.
My friend just her espresso machine, not espresso machine, her coffee machine broke.
Oh, okay.
So she bought a new one. It's a 2 to 3 bay. And I was like, oh, how much is that? Like 15 grand. She's like, try 25. I was like, what?
Yeah, ours was like we got ours on sale. Normally it was like 2,200, and I think we paid like $1,000 for it.
Yeah.
But it's nice. She uses it. She makes she makes me go to Chick-fil-A and buy that like fancy ice so she can have her iced coffee.
It's
So
like,
that's
I mean, she's also pushing. She's one of like the most busy bakeries up here in the state.
yeah,
By
yeah.
me, I should say. She's pretty infamous too. But like, dude, I don't even want to know what her numbers are. But I can speculate like 6, 7 grand on a decent day, a day.
Yeah, could be. I mean, it just honestly like it just depends. Like we have there's this coffee shop out near me that I mean, I know they're doing like 15 grand. I know they're doing 15 grand on a really busy day, you know? And it's just because they have those like auto ones like Starbucks. They're not
Yeah.
like they're not as complicated and there's not as many steps. So they're really like fast turnover and stuff. So they have, you know, I've talked to her a couple times about like she makes all of her stuff in house, like she makes all of her baked goods in house. Her price point is like stupidly cheap. So she's like selling like croissants for like $9 and making them for like $1.10.
I mean, with the eggs right now, like she has to. She just increased her prices, and people
Yeah.
are like, "Why is it so expensive?" Like, yo, have y'all seen the egg prices?
Well,
Like
it's even like I mean, I'm surprised that you got that
lamination
deal
plus
on
like
chicken.
dairy, bro. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, I think California's gonna like actually ban the raw milk thing again.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking like. Because now we've gotten 2 cases of I think 2 kids died from E. coli.
Oh snap!
Well, yeah, because you can't drink raw milk, dude. Raw milk is like, it's so bad. You're not supposed to drink raw milk.
Well,
if it's not pasteurized, you're gonna die. Like, there's a really high
you've
chance
done
that
it
you're
for
gonna die.
ages, though. I don't know.
Yeah, and they didn't record people who died from raw milk. Like,
Yeah, that's correct.
it wasn't
Correct.
like a catalog of like, oh, dude died of milk poisoning. So, but I don't know. So it just, I don't know. I don't really agree with it. I think pasteurization is fine. I don't think it does anything to like change the flavor, but these weird, hippie chicks out here are all like, well, if it's not raw and, it didn't come straight from the teat, then, there's something that the government did. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like,
We gotta do some chicken.
what brand do you use?
I'm sitting here, baby. Black Label. The good stuff.
Damn, you fancy out there, dude.
The good stuff, man. I pay like I charge a premium. Might as well get the premium stuff.
Yeah, we get the Abbotshire
Yeah.
fucking chicken. That shit
Well,
is, it's all right. It's small. Everything is small.
it's like if I can't get this one, I prefer this one because it's consistent. But if I can't get this one, I go to the farm.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like you pay 20 cents more. It's a lot. But like still I know that it will always be like a good standard.
yeah, yeah.
Hold on. I think I only need 10 pounds right now.
That's good though. It's cool that it comes in what, 10-pound bags.
10-pound bags, yeah. And then
Yeah,
like
the Abbotshire just comes in a big old freaking gnarly
yeah,
bag
no,
full of just. It's just like,
I
dude,
couldn't do that.
can you just separate it like a real person? Like, please.
No, these are back sealed, so they're nice. But like
Yeah.
you can also just buy them by the each if you want, because they allow you to break cases there.
Oh, nice.
But like you get the better discount if you buy them in cases. So that's what we all usually do, buy them in cases.
Nice.
Oh, let me just put this stuff away.
This is the time when we get to talk shit about Casey. He is very cute.
It's very cute. Am I missing something?
No, I'm just talking shit.
Oh, that's okay. And then one of my good buddies, he texted me this morning. He has a space in Hackett's, like the town I want to be in.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, do you want to come in? Because like I'm looking for somebody to take over the space." I'm like, "Well, I mean, we can talk, but like, what
Yeah,
are you
if you're
looking
not
for?"
gonna, you got to get a deal. I mean, at this point, it's the same thing with us, man. Like, we're trying to buy new, or we're trying to have new investors come in. So I'm like schmoozing all these like new investors and stuff. And it's like, dude, it's so tough. I don't like, you're a chef. Like, we don't like really going out in front of people and like trying to be like, you should be interested in, it's a great opportunity for you to make a little bit of extra money, and it's just weird. So you're just trying to do what you can to just kind of get yourself into a better position. But at the same time, if it's going to cost too much money, like you're out. You're like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like,
He's also like, he's the type that so he had a space up in North Jersey, right?
Yeah.
He closed that one. He moved to a different town, a little more upscale. He was there for like a year. Opened this one last year in the summer, in Hackensack. So this is by me. And then now he's like closing it up ish, moving back up to the first town that he went to, but like with bigger seats.
Huh.
I don't understand. Like you could have just saved them. I don't know, bro. I'm like, what are you doing? First of all,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it sounds like he either just overextended himself, which is not a bad thing, like
Correct.
sometimes
It's
you
not a
just,
bad thing. He's trying.
but at the same time, it's also scary for you because it's like, well, then what was the rent, or like, what was this, what was that, the foundations of owning a business in the restaurant industry, especially, like,
Yeah.
is
I
cost.
don't think I want I don't think I want ownership. I'm gonna ask him tomorrow because we're
Yeah,
gonna talk. He's there from 11 to 10. Um, if he said, because like a partnership too. So if anything, the best deal would be if I take over the space, I just give him rent.
right,
Everything kind of transfers to me ish.
right.
But he keeps it afloat, etc., or whatever. That would be the best solution. That way, I can be in a better town that's known for to go. Plus, my
Right.
wife works at a hospital in that same town, so we can push it to all the Filipinos. Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, you're trying to have an even base of, that you're going to have customers that are going to come in that are going to continuously eat at your establishment and try to, prospectively always come there, once to twice a week. I call it the McDonald's mentality, right? They have classifications of customers. They have users, heavy users, and then super heavy users. People that once a week, 2 to 3 times a week, and then 4 times a week. So the more, you have those like middle tier that are there twice to 3 times a week that come in, that's what you're looking for. And if you have a population that does that, you know what I mean? You're obviously going to have more success. But if you
Yeah.
have like one person that comes in and is like, sure, I never heard about you, and then they never come back. That's not what you want. You want, especially for your type of establishment where you're trying to build a community that comes in and continuously buys your product over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. Look at these big ass fucking bro. This is like
Those are mutant chickens.
they're like massive.
Hey,
Sometimes I think these things are like literal turkeys, bro.
Gus wants to eat one.
We do
You
good
want to
to
eat?
eat.
You want to eat?
Look, it's chicken. Chicken? Did you know the word chicken yet? Chicken?
Chimkin?
Chicken?
Scrimps? He knows.
Dude,
He knows. His ears are
my
perked
cat
up right now. He's like, "Oh, food? What? I'm good."
my cat loves the asshole one. Um, he likes he likes normal food. Like it's
No, of
such a
course. If you baby any pet, they become like little humans. They just want to eat what you're eating. They don't want to eat what they're supposed to have. This dude literally like puts his nose into his bowl with this kibble, and he'll like push it around like he's eating, and then we'll, like last night we got Del Taco, and
ooh, Del Taco.
this guy just comes over and is like, French fries? Oh, okay.
Like, I didn't have that.
Yeah, I can have French fries. It's okay with me. But so, what's the list? Bring everybody, or what are you gonna do?
It's gonna be a little difficult because like Brandon can only do Sundays.
Okay.
So obviously we'll put that out way in advance so we can like actually put a time in, make sure everyone's able to.
Okay.
But for the time being, the podcast will release every Sunday at like 12 noon Eastern.
Okay.
That
What's
way,
that? 12.
early enough for like West
So
Coast to
like
be in the morning.
3 p.m. West Coast time.
No, 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay.
Yeah, 9. So at least that's the immediate plan. I didn't realize I had to transfer over because I haven't logged on in any of the accounts. So I had to like transfer all the stuff over, and it's like a different process to publish the stuff now. I was like, oh, good thing I didn't publish right away because it would have taken quite a while to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually talked to Eric the other day,
Oh, look at that! I haven't seen him in 2 seconds.
Yeah, because he banned all of us. Remember?
He did. Oh, he unfollowed me too. That fucking asshole. I just
Yeah.
remembered.
Yeah, he unfollowed everybody.
Is he? He's not in California, no?
No, he's in Vegas now.
He's in Vegas.
He says he's staying in Vegas.
Oh,
I went, okay.
whatever you say.
Whatever you say there, but he's doing good. I mean, he's got a good clientele, and I guess he's, Vegas is popping now, to be really honest. Like,
Yeah,
it's starting to turn back into what it was, because
that's
there was
good.
a time where like Vegas became very, it slowed down a lot, and now people are realizing that California is not necessarily the place for them, so they moved to Nevada, and it's cheaper. I don't think there's a state income tax,
Yeah.
so save a
In
lot of
Nevada?
money. Huh?
In Nevada, there's no state income tax?
Yeah, I don't think there's a state income.
Oh, wow. Didn't know
So
that.
there's just a federal tax.
Yeah.
And I think like housing insurance and stuff is like super cheap, and I think it's also like your
It's
property
all
taxes are like
desert.
super low.
Literally all desert. So
Yeah. Northern Nevada, like a lot of people don't get a chance to go. It's like northern New Mexico. Like New Mexico is like one of my favorite hunting spots that I've ever been.
dude, I love
Because
New
you're up in the
Mexico.
mountains and it's all pine trees and
Mhm.
kind of like it's like the Grand Canyon. It's just huge canyon land with lots of pines and lots of animals and stuff, and it snows up there. And it's super peaceful and quiet.
When we did
But
my wife and I did a road trip. I think New Mexico was like our favorite town to stop in and eat. Bro, it was
hmm
like baller food, dude. I was like, what the
hmm
fuck?
yeah. Yeah, dude, New Mexico's like an underrated state. Um, Same thing with you know, um, Idaho. Like northern Idaho is super pretty.
Yeah,
But once you start getting down to like the lowland where it's like not so much mountains, it's like flat. It's kind of
yeah.
boring.
It's kind of boring. I need
What's
to.
kind
I
of
literally need to live in a city because like I just can't. My brain won't allow me to just be like secluded somewhere. If that makes any sense.
yeah, and it's like if you came out here and you saw where I live, you know, you would be like, yeah, this is kind of. I mean, it's okay. It's just I would rather be in somewhere bigger. That's like my
Yeah,
mentality
yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's like,
It's
like
okay to
it's
be like
it's cool.
slow sometimes, but like, I can't do it as a lifestyle. Lifestyle, I should say.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you heard the price, well, you've heard. I've told you the prices out here. So I mean, like, you'd be like, yeah, no, no fucking way. Like, you'd be like, nah, nah. I can't believe Brad got that bowl for 1650. I was actually really
No, that's what I was
surprised.
like. I was like, "Are you sure?" It's like, where the fuck? Like, why is it
If
that price? I was expecting like $22 ish.
yeah,
I
like
was
I
like, why
said,
is it more
Silver Lake
expensive
just
than that?
increased their prices. So, and
Maybe it
that's like
tasted
our
bad.
yeah, but
He just didn't tell. He didn't want to be. He didn't want to put him on blast.
well, they're probably just starting out. They're just trying to get everybody in the door, but it's going to happen with everybody. I mean, if this really does go through, well, it sounds like it is, with
Yeah,
Canada and with Mexico. I mean, everybody's going to have to raise prices. It's not just like if you don't, you're going to be screwed. Like you're going to
correct.
literally lose business.
And that's the main thing that people don't understand. Like, we have to.
Yeah,
Like, I put it off for so long, bro. Because like I was like, oh, I can take a little bit less this year, whatever, just to
yeah,
make sure. Like, the thing, but like that's it actually screwed me a little over because then I wasn't profiting the way I should be,
right,
even though I was selling more ish, right? Technically.
yeah.
Um,
But it's costing you
so,
more out the back door going and
so,
trying to like pay off your reps and trying to pay off your debt. And that's the shit part about it, is that people don't see the full circle. They all they see is what they come in and be like, wow, $19 for a bowl. Like, and you're like, well, yeah, but that $19 literally pays the product, pays for the lights to be on, pays for the bowl, the spoon, the chopsticks, everything that's involved with this has to go somewhere. It has to get paid for. And if it doesn't, you lose out. And then you owe money to the government, which is even shittier.
Dude, that's the crappiest part about the entire thing. I was just like, you know how they can keep track of it? Like, why don't they just automatically take it out? Why do I have to hold on to that money?
Yeah.
Because like I feel like they're gonna screw me over if I report wrong, which they do. And I think that's what it is too.
Oh, you're the first one to know that you screwed up. When they are, it's the joke that they go, you go, well, can you just take out the taxes for me and just tell me how much I owe? And they go, no. I mean, but we know how much you owe us. We just are not going to tell you.
It's the dumbest, stupidest fucking thing, dude.
Yeah, dude. And that's why, I mean, I am hopeful that at some point the tax system changes, but I mean, for business, especially restaurants, we should be so over this shit where it's just like, dude, things get paid for, taxes are already taken out, everybody gets paid, everybody gets, you know what I mean? And we're not playing this guessing game.
Correct.
You should be able to just go in and do your taxes for your business, and it's just a quick signature. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay,
it's like this is how much we took out. We see that you're correct. Done. Like, like it doesn't have to be.
You shouldn't even have to do math. There shouldn't even be a system for you to do math. You should, at the beginning of the year, go in and go, hey, the tax, let's say the tax system changes, it goes up by 1% or 2%, right?
Yeah.
It should automatically, you sign off in the beginning of the year, okay, you're going to take the government is going to take the appropriate taxes.
Yeah.
And if you really want to check your taxes, you can later on in the year or whatever, and making sure that you take it out. Or taking out the proper amount. But there shouldn't be where you're guessing and going, okay, well, if I'm at 9% and they just changed it to 11%, so I need to make sure that every time I buy something, I need to put away this amount of money, or I make this amount of, like, that shouldn't happen. It should be as easy as possible for you to literally accomplish your goal, which is running a successful business. That, in my opinion, is the worst part about all this shit is there is no transparency in going how much taxes need to be taken out, how much needs to go to the government so that they're happy and that I'm happy. That's it. Like, it shouldn't be this like weird complicated thing that they go, oh well, that's how we've always done it.
Bro, that was my biggest hump the first year. I'm like, what? Like, how much are you taking? What what?
Yeah, because they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit, man. And that's the thing, is like, even with all this, like I said, I don't give a shit. You probably know, my politics, but I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck if you're a Republican or a Democrat. You got to admit the shit is fucking rigged. Like, it is rigged for everybody to lose. And it's a shame because they talk about, oh, that's what makes up America, is small businesses and people doing their thing, and it's such a fucking crock of shit. Like, it really is. Like, they would rather fucking tax you into closing your business than actually making you successful.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's even at the winery, dude, they're talking about that in California, they're going to raise agricultural. So like, we have like 300 and some odd acres of vines, right?
Mm-hmm.
The owner, or like the head of he's like the CEO, was talking about how that California could be potentially adding on another 25% tax for agricultural land that's not properly like used or whatever. It's not like growing cycles every year, because sometimes like we have grapes that grow and they don't do very well, so we just kind of like start over.
So they're gonna tax you on land that's not being used. Is that what the fuck you're telling me right now?
Yeah. So I'm just like, dude, well, it's a lose-lose situation. So now I have to somehow as one of the chefs, because there's two chefs. I run the hotel, and the other chef runs the two other properties because we have 3 properties total, right? And then we also have a property in Oregon, but that doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, 3 properties that have vines on them. So out of the 300 acres, probably 100 of them don't get used. So I'm like 25% tax on 100 acres. That's ridiculous.
That's a big chunk, like a huge chunk.
Yeah, and we're not gonna. What are we gonna do? We're gonna just be like, okay, we'll have to figure out how to get more people to come here and spend more money. Like,
That
it
are
makes
very
no
much
sense.
paying.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't understand I don't understand what you want me to tell people. Like,
To lose.
this land tax now is gonna get added into your bill.
Someday, someday to be land, I should say.
Yeah.
You know what I am gonna miss though if I do take that deal, this walk-in freezer.
Oh, it's a combo, right?
Yeah, absolutely love it, but like I'm quite positive the other spot doesn't have like a walk-in at all. It's just all reach-ins, which is fine too. But like,
It's
I
nice
miss it.
having a big old walk in and being able to like put whatever you want in. And
Yeah, I miss it, man. Miss it.
yeah,
It's okay.
but if it's a better opportunity, that's you're still in that phase of where you don't necessarily have a brick and mortar to yourself. It's not your
Correct.
brick and mortar. It is and it isn't. Like, until you own the building, own all that stuff, and pay that kind of thing. Like, because I think that's your goal, right? You want to
Yeah.
legitimately have a brick and mortar with your name on the lease, your name on the building. Like, it's yours. Like, that's
That's
your
correct.
spot.
Yeah. Soon, but not at the moment.
Well, yeah, because I
Quite
mean, it doesn't
difficult.
make sense. And I would wait. Honestly, I'd wait 4 years. I'd wait 4 years because interest rates, they said, aren't going to come down again.
Mm-hmm.
I just bought a new car, so, and my interest, I got 4.49%.
Well, if it makes you feel better, my car is at 6.
Jesus, dude.
Because I'm in New Jersey.
Yeah. Well,
I'm so densely populated here, so it's just like every motherfucker has a car, so it's just like, oh, let's tax everybody even more.
yeah, but I mean, 4.49, I thought was definitely better than originally. They wanted 9.9%. I was like, ugh, no thanks, no thanks. Walking out of dealerships until Mazda was like, okay, we need to sell cars. Like, what are you willing to buy at? And I'm like, fours, the 4% interest.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm good.
yeah.
And that's not even a business vehicle. If it is, it'll be even higher. Probably like 10.
Oh yeah. I'd imagine all those idiots that bought those Mercedes Sprinters for business purposes. Those guys are probably
Yeah.
paying 11% interest.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get one at some point.
Well, I mean, you can get like a off brand. You know what you should get is one of those fucking Japanese trucks. I've been thinking about getting one of those.
What, the small ones, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm talking about? The little, they just, they're like little. They're like little baby ones.
Yeah.
Dude, $4,500 here in Long Beach.
Well, it's also the roads too, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
mean, they
think
only go like 60 or 70 miles an hour, but I mean, or like 60 miles an hour, which you're not going to get on the freeway that much, but
you'd be surprised. Here in Jersey, it's a lot of that.
really? Yeah, I
Yeah.
try not to go, like, I try to like not drive on the 15 or the 10 or the 5 as much. I really do. Like, the construction is insane out here still. It takes like fucking 30 years to get something done.
Chicken snacks for lunch.
Yeah, there you go.
Sometimes I cut it like even bigger pieces just so I can have it some more protein.
So you're open, right?
I'm technically open. I have a couple of people that texted me earlier. I just don't know when they're gonna get it, but I am gonna make a post soon and be like, hey, you can order now.
You
It's
can
probably
order
like
it
one day
now.
from now.
Get nudes now.
Yeah, but I'll text you the address of the other shop and like
Okay.
just take note of where it is, bro. It's like prime downtown real estate. I
Mm-hmm.
just hope that the rent isn't as much because like
Yeah.
I'm paying
That's
a lot of it here, but like I can't afford any more than what I'm paying for here. You know?
well, and you shouldn't. You should do what's best for you. I mean, it might be a prime location, but if it's out of your context, you know what I mean? Like you can't do anything until you get to that point, you know what I mean, where you're
Correct.
stable, like and you
Yeah,
don't want to compromise you and your ladies, what you guys already have, That's I
correct.
mean, that's what every husband. It's the same thing with me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I mean, I took this job because my wife was like, I don't want you commuting to San Diego anymore.
Seeing you in a tub. Yeah,
We all gonna rub beards together.
I
Jeffrey
only
Miller.
I only rub when I'm in the shower. You know?
Yeah. I bet you rub it hard. I bet you do. Well,
I forget
it
which
sounds like
kitchen I
Jeffrey
was
Miller
in.
likes to
Like
rub.
I think it was like an Asian kitchen. I forget which one it was now. But bro, the fucking employees with their sassiness in that one topped every fucking institution that I've ever been to. I was like, what are you guys smoking? Some foul shit coming out of your mouth.
Hey man, makes it
Cockadoodle dog.
you cockadoodle don't. What's going on, Jeffrey? Do you have ED or something? I don't understand. I
Bro, a lot
mean,
of these people can't even last a battle with kitchen folk, man.
you know, I think kitchens I think that's become like a dying thing. Like I talked to my buddy John or Noodle. He's out of Michigan and like he literally says he was in a kitchen. You have a yeast infection? Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Spray it with a little bit of alcohol. It'll make it feel good. Um,
That would hurt.
but I talked to him and he was like, dude, the kitchen has changed. He's young. Like he's 20. No, he's like 28, you know?
Okay.
And so like he's at the back end of like when we were in kitchens, because we're about the
Yeah.
same age. So like, we grew up in like some, there were the old school guys, right?
Yeah.
And they talked a lot of shit and they were drunks and drug addicts and
Yeah.
you were in a rough and tumble crew and you had to really kind of keep to your, you had to keep up with everybody. You had
Yeah.
to be an asshole back, He goes, now if I make a joke, dude, I'm in the owner's office because
Really?
somebody's fucking offended about something. I'm like, we all lived this life of like piracy for I don't even
Um,
know, like every kitchen I walked into would be like, you know, cock face motherfucker, asshole, tit shit motherfucker, like that's all you would
yeah.
hear. And
Yeah.
I mean, even in mine now, I've gotten to the point where I don't use, if I say, the F word or whatever,
Yeah.
people are just like, oh shit, like
I guess. I mean, to a certain point, yeah, right. But we all know as kitchen folk, like that's like terms of endearment, kind of, in
yeah.
our way. But like people don't have the same skin as we do. That's all.
Yeah, because wasn't Brandon saying that too? Like Brandon was saying something about that. I feel like I don't want to say like when he first got back, when he was first getting into doing Ember and stuff, is like he had to kind of like change
had to tone it
mentality.
down. Yeah, had to tone it down. It's the same.
It's weird though, because you would think that you want those people that have that kind of motivation and that kind of like, that drive to really like want to push and be hardcore. But maybe, maybe we're just the dying breed. I don't know. It's just
Maybe,
weird.
we could also be like jaded too, how we were treated. But like, I think there's a healthy like medium. So like my old employee, he's in Florida now. He's training. They're going for Michelin at that restaurant. So I got him a job there. But like, I was talking him. I think it was 2 weeks ago. He was like, I can't even curse in the restaurant. Like all these people are soft. This is coming from a 24-year-old, mind you.
Yeah, that's just weird.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Dude, I grew up with fucking jerks. Like, Pear was such a fucking asshole. And he was such a drunk, like, like that. There, did you watch The Bear at all?
Yeah, I finished it.
That first season where that dude is screaming over the dude's neck and just like telling him he's like a fucking asshole and he's a cocksucker and he like needs to, he's not worth a damn. That was Pear. That was literally Pear. I got fucking nightmares from that, of watching it going, holy shit, that's a fucking reenactment of like in a full on like situation that happened for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Like Pear would get fucking drunk off his ass and drink cognac, and he would come in and we'd be like in the middle of service, like in the middle of prime time, like 7 o'clock, hitting 7 to 8, 8 to 9, and this guy's over my shoulder going, you're a fucking piece of shit. I fucking, you're just like,
wild.
You're just a fucking asshole. And like, I don't understand why I fucking picked you as the CDC. And I'm just going like, what the fuck, man? Like,
Yeah.
and
Because he's
now
drunk, right?
I talked to my buddy, Chris, and he was like, oh dude, Michelin's completely different. Cause they have two Michelins out in Texas. And he was like, oh, it's totally different. There's no one talking like that or doing some shit like that. Like the owners would come up and personally like fire that chef if that ever happened or they got a wind of it. And I was like, I mean, that's good, but at the same time, it like made me stoic, like it made me that
Correct.
like,
That's what I'm saying. Like I think for us it was just like you took it as a oh yeah, like kind of a thing, right?
yeah.
But like for this generation, I don't condone that kind of abuse.
No. I don't either. I would never do that to a if I was the executive chef and I had a CDC, or if I was the, chef owner, I would never do that to my, to my executive or whatever. But it definitely was a pushing moment because it made me go, okay, I love Michelin, but I don't love Michelin. Like I don't need this to like prove myself anymore. Like we kept the Michelin. We got a star. It was fine. It was, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But it made me just want to go into regular kitchens. Like I was just like, I'm cool with regular kitchens. I don't need to like try to win awards and try to be fancy. I don't need to, I don't need that. Where it's like,
so one of my favorite ones was and it wasn't even a Michelin restaurant at the time. It was just a Chinese store. It was just critiquing the fucking mouth on his lady. Unreal. I was like, who do you think you're talking to, bro? I'm like, what? It's just fried rice and chicken. Relax.
yeah.
What's going on? But I think she was treated unfairly.
Yeah.
Obviously, first of all, a woman much harder than if you're a man. If you're trying to
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a full on. It took so long for us as chefs to realize that being a woman was such an oddity inside of a kitchen. We just were like, we didn't care if you're a woman or a fucking flying purple people eater. We didn't give a shit what you look like. But it took me a minute to understand that like the trials and tribulation of being a woman in a completely male dominated industry was a real thing. you know?
Yeah, stark difference. Literally, like a whole thing. But I was trying to tell her, I was like, yo, I'm not that person, first of all. And I hope you can tell, like, I'm not that person. You don't have to talk to me like that. It took her a bit, but
Yeah. Well, I
like 2
think
months.
people, and I think the older they are, the kind of like it's harder for them to like realize that shit's changed. Like, and there's people like us who, yes, we're stern and we'll raise our voice, but it's not like I'm not gonna like put my hands on you, or I'm not gonna throw some shit at you, or I'm not, you know what I mean? Like if you're not doing it right, I'm gonna go, why aren't you doing this right? Like what is the problem? And then work it out from there, or I'll just tell you to leave. Like just go home. Just go home. I don't need you here. I'll do it. Whereas I
Chicken
think that
powder.
old school was just like they wanted to belittle you into believing that you weren't good enough, and if you aren't good enough, that you should make your own decision that you're not good enough.
I think that's what it boiled down to. It's just like all pride and like
Yeah.
trying to abuse somebody else because they got abused. I get it, but I was just like, bro, I'm a grown fucking man. You don't have to. You
Yeah.
don't have to talk to me like that. First of all, I'm not
we
talking
can
to you like that.
yeah, we can go outside. I'll show you the fucking backside of my boot.
I was like, unnecessary, lady. But I only trained there. I want to say like 3 months. It was a good
Yeah.
experience. So I get it. But
Yeah, some
I
people
was
are
like,
just
never again, bro.
yeah.
I'm good.
That was another reason I never wanted to go out to New York, was the nightmares that I heard, like working at, um working a lot of the like higher Michelin out there, was that, there were a lot of dirt bags that were, on those lines, and they
Alright,
were
I
just
can tell you, I can tell you per se shit, bro. Even though I never saw Heller there, it's still his restaurant. I even forgot who the fucking chef was. It was on my PTO, huh? So I was there for like 2 weeks, or not even. And this is, circa. It was all free still.
hmm
So I'm there. Obviously, they make you pick herbs and do shit. I'm like, sure, whatever. I don't care.
yeah.
And when I tell you that these line cooks thought that they can mess with me, I was like, you realize, like I didn't necessarily mention to them I made more money, but I'm like, I'm here on my PTO. This
Yeah.
is just so I can look over you to see the technique. That's it. I don't care for anything else. I'm here for free, guy.
Yeah.
But to them, they're like, oh, you gotta do this. You're not doing it wrong. I'm like, look, tell me how to do it once. Go away. That's literally all you gotta do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you're petty. Like I'm petty.
Yeah, yeah, very.
Like I'm the type of guy, like this is a true statement. You screw with me enough, I will take your equipment, I will put it into a Cambro, I will fucking fill it with water, and I will put it in the deep freeze, and you can go fuck yourself. Like
Dude,
I got no time for it. I'll take your shoes
dude,
and I will douse them in water and I'll freeze them. Like I got no problem taking your shit and taking your
dude.
clothes.
I haven't done that in so long. I used to do
I
that
know.
too.
But I mean, like that's how I grew up. Was like, okay, you want to fuck around and find out, fuck around and find out. Like and then, you want to go outside for sure, dude. Like I got no problem getting rocked.
Mhm.
But like that's the thing, is that they kind of like. I think now that ones that are kind of like that are just like they're weary. Like they're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Because these old school guys are really gonna they're really gonna make it not worth my time. Like,
Yeah.
because I had a buddy that Steven, he just went to um Vermont. I think
Okay.
they're trying to open up a fucking place in Vermont, like I want to say it's gonna be Michelin esque. I don't think they're gonna get it, but it's
Do they
like
have
out in
Michelin in Vermont?
huh?
Do they have Michelin in Vermont? I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so.
I don't think
I
so.
I don't think so. I don't think they have the population for it. I think that it's like at like some ski resort or something in Vermont. But
Or
they're
maybe just
trying.
like diamond rated.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
could be
yeah.
true.
And he was saying, dude, like like they're trying to play this like forage game.
Okay.
But like not forage. Does that make sense? Like they're not like they're looking like they're doing stuff, but they're not
Forward,
really.
but not really. Got it,
Yeah, like
got it, got it. So James Beard is what you're saying. Yeah. I got it.
yeah, like it's high end, but it's not that high end.
Yeah. James Beard. Yeah. I got it.
And he was talking about, dude, like the guys that they get in are all just like they just come from everywhere. Like he'll get some bum that worked in a fucking beer factory, that wants to now like be a chef. And
Oh yeah. There's a lot of that now, dude. A lot
yeah,
because
there's
of
just a
social
lot
media.
of people that are coming in and not really understanding like how much work and practice it takes to actually do what we do. Like
Yeah.
it's not a just, oh, I can just become a line cook and that just somehow like negates learning about the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
So
We're in a weird time because like we need the people right for bodies in, but
yeah.
like almost all of them have no experience and only seen the TV shows
Yep.
or like what is portrayed on social. So they're like, oh, I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like the thing that really like I don't understand how so many people are like as like a small time content creator, right? Very
Yeah.
small. I don't understand how people are so attracted to these like culinary students.
Yeah.
Like some of these culinary school students have like 50, 60,000 followers. And I'm like, bro, you're in the beginning phases of fuck around and find out. Like you
Yeah.
will not always work in a Michelin. You won't always get the opportunity. There's going to be times where you can't find a job.
Yeah. Then
And
what happens, right? It's just like it's not all your school's not gonna back you,
yeah,
literally.
they don't care.
Wild.
They're not there finding you a job. I don't know. It's so weird. Like I texted this guy. I was like, "Hey man, if you want to come out and do a stage or and work work out in California, you're more than welcome. I need guys." And he was like, "Well, like it's not like old school anymore. I need to get paid like some dollar amount." And I was like, "Bro, no." I was like, "This is what we pay line cooks, and these are guys that have had at least 5 years of experience."
Yeah.
I was like, "You're straight out of culinary school, and I'm trying to be nice to you because I see that, like, you know, I want to get guys to understand, like, okay, like, there's a point where you have to kind of like let down your guard and kind of like just work and kind of get yourself in experience." And I'm trying to go out to these culinary students, being like, "Hey, I got a big enough property where if you came out, I could pay you for a couple days. You can like kind of learn the business. You're in a little bit more." It elevated. It's not so much Michelin or whatever, but you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I could do something for you because I got enough revenue where I could be able to get some guys out there and they just like they think that $30 an hour is cheap. And I'm like, bro, I don't know where the fuck you thought that that's cheap. Like there ain't nobody paying that for anybody unless you're the one of the guys running shit. And at this
I think
point,
I think the first curriculum that they should teach in culinary school is like current rates for chefs. Like business back end, first of all, like literally first week or so. You're just learning how much people make as your profession. And I can guarantee you all of these motherfuckers will drop.
yeah. Because I
All of
mean,
them.
did you ever make triple digits?
I made triple digits this year.
But I mean, like when you were an actual like
Whoa.
chef, like
Yeah.
corporate chef.
So but like the caveat is I was corporate, so they were paying me bank, you know?
Yeah, I've only made triple digits once in my whole
Uh
career. I'm in double digits right now. High double digits, but like still like the current rate is not. If you're an executive chef, it's very rare to make triple digits right now.
right.
If you're a
Right.
corporate executive, sure. Now we have, or a culinary director, sure. But that's somebody with a lot of experience and a lot of understanding of how that system works.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't foresee it. You know, I don't see somebody coming out of culinary school going, yeah, I need to get paid $100,000. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, you got
High
10.
end here for like if you're, let's say, medium mom and pop shop, high end here is like 67, 70 grand. That's like you're exact, right? Corporate, it depends where you are. It depends how busy they are. We grossed 7 million when I took over the restaurant. I was making $1.10. So that was my rate. But like, and I was on the lowest end of the company too. And
Yeah.
I ran it myself. I had no sous chef. It was just me and 2 kitchen managers.
Yeah. So total revenue for all three places, we generate about 14 to 15 million.
That's low.
Yeah. The hotel does about 3 to 4 million. The restaurant and tasting room, they do anywhere from like 7 to 9, you know, on a year. And then the other one, Botaya, does right around 2 million. So I mean, you know, like it's in that 14 range, you know, which is like not horrible, but I mean it is a little bit low, but like, you know, like the executive chef, he only makes I think like 95,000,
Yeah.
and I
Do
make
you guys
85.
have you don't have a culinary director, it's just the two of you, right?
Yep. I run the hotel, so I as a CDC, so I make like 85.
Yeah.
And then he's the executive chef of all the properties. So 3 of
Oh,
them.
okay. So he's a little higher, yeah. But like still,
Yeah, he's only
that's
a 9.
nothing for 3 properties. 95, that's low.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it should be like $1.20 for that, but I get it.
But that's kind of there's the culinary industry. It's like they have to find like a medium where they can pay everybody and make sure that everybody's getting paid and not overdo their salaries, you know?
Right.
So
Perfect.
it's one of those things, man. Like it's it is what it is. And I think kids don't understand that. Like if they can't pay you 22 bucks an hour, it's because they don't have the money or the revenue to do it.
Yeah. I just
Now,
broke, was it, I made 112 this year or last year's split. I want to at least get another 50, 60 grand on top of that this year. Hopefully, we'll see.
yeah,
Yeah. Then
yeah,
I'll be in
because
my profit.
I would like to I would like to be at 90 again. That would be like, I'd like to be at 90, 95. That would be like my goal.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to happen. Especially in California, dude. Like making $100,000, like that's, especially in the cooking industry, like you got to be really up there. Like, and to be really honest, making $100,000, you know, it would be like LA or San Diego, but the cost of living in LA or San Diego is so, or San Francisco, like $100,000
Mm-hmm.
is like, is now like, you know, medium wages, you know?
That's like 40 grand, bro.
Yeah.
In those cities.
Yeah. Like, dude, like San Diego, we, downtown San Diego just opened up a whole new set of condos, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much you think a month? How much you think?
3 grand. More? 5?
5,500 a month.
Oh my god.
Now,
I know how
granted,
people live.
it is downtown. You know what I mean? You know, like you're right there. You're right in the middle of the thick of it. You know what I mean? But $5,500, that means you got to make at least $150,000 a year, at least.
At minimum, yeah. That's ridiculous.
So like, you're not really making that much money. You're really just kind of like hanging out, trying to
How
make
do
that kind of
people
money.
afford that shit? Like, I don't understand, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, New York City, it depends where you are, right?
Right.
Average price there is like 3,500 to 4,000 on rent.
Yeah.
But like, bro, San Francisco is ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Well, San Diego's now the most expensive city in America. Per square foot, it's the most expensive in the country.
That is nuts. Literally
And
nuts.
Yeah, and we're not talking about LA. I mean, LA is still super expensive.
Mm-hmm. I just want a shop with 10 seats. That's the dream. If I can get seating, it literally unlocks so much more stuff if I can get seating. Like so
Yeah.
many more things.
Well, my deal is I want to work with somebody, you know?
Yeah.
I'd rather just come work with you and us talk shit all day and just be partners or something, you know?
Dude, like, okay, like real talk though, like, so the plan is once I have the shop open, I know I can net 1 million. I know it
Yeah.
easily. Because like my focus is to get that shop going.
Mm-hmm.
Three people max. Literally, we're open 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And then I want to open the retail side so I can do like the wholesales, like Whole Foods, ShopRite, for the kits, for
Yeah.
all the stuff that I sell. So I'm gonna hand off the restaurant to another chef pretty much. But like I'll still be there literally like 3 days out of the week.
Yeah.
But I'll
Yeah.
just focus on, being the face, selling the
Yeah.
stuff, and then doing wholesale. And then like done. Like I don't want to fucking do nothing.
Yeah. It's one of those things, man. I'm like, I talked to my wife yesterday about, maybe we should save up to buy a franchise, you know?
Mm.
So like In and Out right now, like, you know, like some of them are netting like $3-4 million in profit. That's after they paid.
Because it's in and out, bro.
Yeah. And I mean, to be really honest, you're netting $3 or $4 million in profit, plus you're paying your staff, plus you're paying your benefits, plus you're paying, all your franchise fees, plus you're paying for all your product, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have a backup for repairs and all that stuff, and you're still making $3 or $4 million. I mean, I wouldn't bitch.
Yeah. It's just like if you did here's more we don't have in and out on this side obviously, but like Chick-fil-A, bro, they all average net 2 to 3 million. All of them. All the
Mhm.
owners. And they're closed Sunday.
Yeah.
Bro.
I mean, it's like at that point now where like we as chefs are looking at the bottom line of like the money is not there for us to pay people or
Mhm.
ourselves to just survive. Like, like, dude, I am so nervous about retiring. So nervous. And that's, I'm sure you have a retirement, right?
I lost it in COVID.
Yeah, I lost mine in COVID. So
A lot of us
I'm
like
back to square one and I'm freaking out going, I only got like 20 years left. Like legitimately I have like the days are counting. Like where I'm going,
100%. Bro. Like I had 25 G's in the bank when
yeah,
we got hit. And then
yep,
like I couldn't get relief from the government, obviously.
yeah,
And then like they're not gonna rebate you either. So
no,
I used all my funds. Like what the hell? What do I do? You know?
yeah,
So I've been behind since COVID. I can't regenerate back because like
yeah. Well, I mean,
obviously the business.
it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. And retirement, like I don't want to base anything off the stock market because the stock market is so fucking fugazi, dude. Like it doesn't make sense. Like I don't trust those people. I don't trust that they're gonna be take my money and like really do what I needed to do. And like I was reading this thing on LinkedIn about, if you're a chef, you need $1 million to retire. I'm like, who the fuck has $1 million? Oh, and he's gone.
Texted me. I was like, what's going on?
I was like,
I
and
was
he's
like, "Wait."
and folks, we're done. We're done for the day. So
I was like, my phone. Hold on. No, they're coming in. They're ordering it for now.
all right. Well, I'll let you get to
Yeah.
it. I just wanted to come on and say hey and shit and hang out.
No,
But
yeah.
let's keep
Jim
doing
never
this.
texted me back. That asshole. That fucking. I blame him. It's
Yeah.
all his fault.
Yep. But
Him and his beef taco. What the fuck he made last night? I don't know what he was making.
oh, the 3-bean soup. That's what the shit he was making.
The what? The what soup?
He made 3-bean soup.
you know what? Whatever. Sure.
It looked like, I was like, those look like charo beans. He's like, what the hell is that? He's
Oh,
like,
God.
Kyle, I don't know. Kyle's Hispanic and Casey's Asian. I don't know what's going on here. These fuckers are both, I don't know. I'm like, what are you talking about, Jim? Yes, I'm Hispanic, but I'm also fucking white as fuck. Do I look like I was like, when I lived in Mexico with my grandmother, people would come up to her and be like, did you steal those little white kids? Like,
How dare you abduct this white kid?
Oh, dude, my grandmother was dark as shit. So if yeah, like we stuck out like little sore thumbs. We were like we're a little, Diablo Blancos, we're the little fucking white devils just fucking walking around and shit with our grandmother, going into fucking church, dude, in the middle of fucking La Paz, Mexico, and going into a Catholic church and us like the preacher looking, or like, you know what I mean? The priest like looking at us like, what the fuck is going on here? Did you fucking find them outside or something? Like, why are they in here? My grandmother having to explain to them like, oh, like,
My grandkid.
yeah, those are my grandkids.
Yeah. Belongs to me.
Yeah.
It's okay. He's just a little gringo. That's all.
It's okay.
That's hilarious. Oh, all right. Let me do these orders, and then I'll text you later. See if we can go live again.
Okay.
And
Sounds
then,
good, dude.
all right, homie. Peace.
All right, later, everyone. Bye.
Bye.